Welcome back to our channel, guys. Today we have a beautiful tank, one of our customers. We've been maintaining this tank for 4 years. It's a 300-gallon tank. We're gonna go check it out. I heard some mixed reef. He also has a second tank. It's a 300-gallon tank. Fish only with live rock. I'm super excited. I've been wanting to see this tank for a long time. He's super busy. So he gave us the okay to go film the tank. Matt has been maintaining. Matt is our technician. So let's go check it out. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go. Don't forget, guys, throughout this video, we're gonna hide an Easter egg of Casper somewhere. I can't tell you where it's gonna be at. First 2 people to find it, post a comment below, and we're gonna send you a nice swag pack right to your door within the 48 states. All right, guys, we're inside of our customer's house. Matt is the technician. He's been taking care of the tank for what, 4 years or so?
4 years or so, yep.
You guys seen Matt before in a couple of videos. He's one of our top technicians here in the company. Matt, let me bombard you with a bunch of questions, so let's shoot a little bit. Let's just start with how big is this tank?
This tank's 300-gallon deep dimension tank. They've had this since we took it over, and we kind of aquascaped it and everything from the beginning.
And when you say deep dimension to this tank, is this a Marineland tank?
This is a Marineland tank.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Okay, and they don't make these tanks anymore?
No, they don't, so they're lucky to still have it.
At all, like,
sure.
Man, Marineland, if you're watching, you should bring these tanks back, whatever it takes. We need these big tanks available, please.
For sure.
So 300-gallon tank, this is a mixed reef. It looks phenomenal. Phenomenal, it looks so happy. Everything is just growing like crazy. We got star polyps growing in the bag. I got this fungia popping babies everywhere. I mean, there's an SPS coral warfare going on over there. You got a cabbage leather growing over there on the overflow. I see you got a galaxia over there on the very top. So tell me a little bit about some of these corals. Why you choose some of these corals?
Well, I chose most of the corals. They're pretty bulletproof corals, so that you know, the customer doesn't have to be on top of it all the time. They just want to sit here and, you know, enjoy the tank. So I put a lot of these corals in just for the color and movement, and you know.
Gotcha.
I just love all the colors. So.
Does the customer does anything to the tank?
The customer, all I do is feed.
So basically, you're taking care of this tank 100%?
100%.
And you're here how often?
Once a week, about 2 or 3 hours.
2 or 3 hours?
Max 3 hours.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. You're doing a phenomenal job, man. Wow. So I see you got some Pussyliporas, you got bird nest. I mean, you got everything under the rainbow here. I see Leptoceres, I see hairy mushrooms, Grandis palituas, fungias, I see Favias, candy canes, frog spawn, I see a torch. Do you have any? I see hammer coral over there, leather, Montiporas, Lobophilias, Yumas. You have everything under this roof. The sand, how do you keep it so clean?
I have a lot of conchs in here, and I put in a lot of hermit crabs. So,
right.
And I just keep the phosphates way down, and that keeps the sand pretty clean.
And does the customer overfeeds?
Not usually. We do water changes about every 3 weeks or so. Only because they have another tank over here that we keep the water changes exactly the same on both the tanks. I just really focus on keeping the phosphates down in here.
Okay, and how often you just every 3 weeks or so you're doing water change?
Give or take 3 weeks.
Okay, and how much water do you try to change usually?
This one we do about 25%, and then same on that one.
Okay, so people haven't seen the other tank, we're gonna get to it. There's another fish only tank that he's got as well. And what salt are you using for this tank?
This is all done through Instant Ocean.
Instant Ocean, okay. Reef crystals or regular Instant Ocean?
Reef crystals.
Okay, and since we went into talking about salt and stuff like that, can you tell me a little bit of the maintenance routine? So you say every 3 weeks you're doing about 25% with Instant Ocean. Are you running carbon on the tank?
No carbon, we're running GFO.
Okay, to keep the phosphates down?
Yep, and I'm changing that about every other week.
Okay.
Sometimes it'll go a little bit longer. It depends on, you know, obviously the food and everything like that. We do have to feed flakes in here, which does bump up the phosphates a little bit.
Why do you do flakes? You do them through a feeder?
No, she feeds them. Okay. And we do the flakes because the convict tang, that's almost the only thing that he'll eat other than the seaweed.
Yeah.
So we have to do the flakes for him.
Okay.
But that obviously bumps up the phosphates,
right.
And then we have to, you know, compensate for that.
What else are you doing? Are you doing any aminos?
Well,
tell me a little bit of the routine.
We're doing Red Sea AB+.
Okay.
Every single week when I come, I'm dosing it before I leave.
So you don't have a doser?
We do have a doser. We're dosing, you know, Brightwell, calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium.
Okay.
We're dosing that.
And what's the AB Plus? Explain to me a
AB
little
Plus
bit.
is
I've never used it before
amino
myself.
acids and vitamins and carbohydrates for the coral color.
Gotcha.
I do see a huge difference in coral color when I use that versus a tank that I don't use it.
Okay.
I would like to use it a little bit more often, but we started using it about a year ago, and I don't want to kind of overdo it where it's causing, you know, algae and everything like that. So probably over the next, you know, couple months, we'll start doing it twice a week.
Gotcha. The same thing on my tank. I do a lot of phytoplankton. I do a lot of oyster eggs. I do a lot of amino acids from Brightwell and from Reef Nutrition, the food. But if I do it too much, I keep an eye on some of the algae. I can start seeing like algae growing on my nostrils from the overflow. Some of the rock might get a little pocket, and I stop for like a day or two, just chill out on it. But yeah, it's a balance when you're dosing those type of things.
We're feeding all the Reef Nutrition food also, so we're doing, you know, we have oyster feast. I add that when I come.
Anything else on the routine? Obviously, protein skimmer. How you're skimming a lot?
Really doesn't skim that much. I have a 300 size, which is a little bit of an overkill for this size tank, but it does keep the nitrates down.
Are you running a UV sterilizer?
I do. 57 watt UV sterilizer on this.
Okay.
Obviously 2 MP60s for flow.
That's a lot.
We keep them way down because it is
too much.
Super powerful power head, but it does put flow everywhere I need it.
I think it's just the right amount if you ask me. I think it's perfect for a tank this size. And what kind of rock do you use? Real Reef?
This was, I believe, Carib Sea. When
you did the Aquascape?
I think we had Carib Sea. It was a lot of rock from their old tank.
Okay.
And then we just added some pieces in there.
Okay.
I think it's some Real Reef and...
So it's a mix?
Yeah, pretty much.
And who did the Aquascape?
I did this Aquascape. It
came out beautiful.
It was different in the beginning, and then, you know, we actually had the tank almost crash on us, so then we kind of redid everything at that time.
What happened? You mind telling me a little bit? Almost crashed?
Yeah, we had they were redoing their kitchen and they were painting, and I guess they had some overspray from when they were spraying the cabinetry, and the customer actually called me the next morning, and they woke up and the whole tank was completely milky white.
Oh, Lord.
And we rushed over here, did almost 100% water change, carbon every single day, changing it out. And then we came back like 2 days later. I think we did another 100% water change.
Oh, my.
And we were actually pretty much able to save most of the corals. We did lose, you know, master scoly, some stuff that is super sensitive, but we were able to save a decent amount of corals.
Sorry you guys went through that, man. But I mean, obviously you guys did the craziest rebound. I mean, this thing looks amazing.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about the fish, because you got some beautiful fish. First one I'm gonna ask you about, a clown tang?
Clown tang. That was one of the last tangs we added, and we added it super small. The customer really likes, you know, a lot of fish and color and everything like that.
Variety.
He always brought that up to me. That and Mandarin gobies was like his #1 thing to have in the reef tank. So I kind of had to add it in, but I just told him, you know, towards the end we'll add it once we get all the other fish established. And
is that Maculiceps right there?
Maculiceps, yep.
I love that tank. It's beautiful. You don't see him often.
He's had that one for a while now.
You have a convict here. He looks a little bit on the thin side.
Yeah.
And they're not giving him algae every day?
Well, we are. They're giving him 2 sheets of algae on both sides.
He could have a bacteria infection. He's not gaining weight.
He could. So we might want to treat.
Talk to Brent. Brent, we had one like that before. It's pretty common on them, I think, and I think they found a way to fix it.
Yeah, we're feeding a lot. We're trying to feed a lot.
Lots of algae. Just keep algae there.
Yep.
I don't see algae right now. I'm just kidding. You guys know how I'm with the algae. I'm big. I'm always telling my customer, if you guys watch my videos, make it nice and tight and keep that algae 24/7. This fish needs some, guys. Bellus Angel right here.
Yep, female Bellus.
Glass cardinals over there. What kind of wrasse is that over there?
That's a pintail. We have a koi wrasse, which is over here.
Okay.
There
you have a regal tang?
Yep. Hippo.
Are those orange conch clowns?
Yeah, those are orange conch clowns. Those are actually from the original tank. Okay. So they've, whatever's lasted in there. Swiss guard basslet, which is super cool. He's had that one since the beginning.
I love fish like that, man, because they
you
got a
don't see them
personality
too often either.
And they got a personality. But you know what? A lot of people think a lot of fish high. If you do the right environment with enough fish, and everyone is in a relaxation mode, where it's just everything's just flowing together, then the fish come out a lot more than what you think.
Oh, yeah. We have a bunch of leopard wrasses in there.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see also
you have some Springer eye damsels just kind of scattered throughout there.
Orange shoulder.
Orange shoulder. I have, I think, 4 Mandarin gobies.
Can we look at some of the lights real quick?
Yeah.
So aqua illumination, huh?
Yep.
What are these?
These are Hydra 52s.
Hydra 52s, old school. They still work perfect, huh?
Still working.
They're great light. I love the color they produce. They almost look like a metal highlight. They give you the shimmer effect too.
For sure.
And you have a special program, anything special you do with them?
Not really, just running like 4 hours in the morning with a little bit more white, and then the afternoon transitioning to all blue.
Okay, cool.
The customer asked for the all blue in the afternoon for the, if he's sitting here watching TV or just relaxing watching the fish, he loves the colors.
Cool. Oh, you weren't kidding when you say you have a big protein skimmer in here, huh?
Oh yeah.
So you definitely got plenty of room to feed.
Oh yeah.
This is cool. You have all these tube worms here on the sump. You're keeping it nice and clean, buddy. This is very, very nice. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, and the sump was here in the beginning. I guess they had glued a bunch of baffles, and this wouldn't be a sump that you could buy nowadays.
No, this is something someone built.
Yep. They had like a little tiny jug for ATO water and everything like that.
Okay.
And they were having to swap it out every couple days, so now they don't have to touch any of that.
And this lasts how long?
The whole week.
The whole week?
The whole week.
Interesting. What is it? How
It
many
has
gallons?
to
12, 15?
up to 19 gallons.
This is my own secret formula that I came. It's not a formula, but for auto top off, it's very normal to fall in the 1% range. Could be at 1%, 0.5% or 1.5 or 2, but the range is always 1%. So example, this tank right here is 300 gallons. Yep. He says he's using 19 gallons for the whole week. 3 times 7 is 21. So if you're evaporating 1% per day, that's 3 gallons. 3 times 7 days, again, it's 21. So he says getting away with 19 gallons. So it's a good formula. So if you're planning a big tank, a 1,000-gallon tank, I know I'm gonna be evaporating 10 gallons per day. So I need 70-gallon ATO box for me to get to the, I mean, that's just, you might get away with 50, 60, you might need 90. It all depends on, is your tank closed? You might have a fan. Is the AC on the house running 24/7? How cold? You have your house at 78 or you have it at 72. Some people keep their houses at 69. So there you go, it's a good thing to learn. Protein skimmer, what are you using exactly? What's the model?
This is a Regal 300S.
You guys know me, I'm a big fan of Reef Octopus protein skimmers. Kudos to CoralView, you guys been building protein skimmers, fantastic protein skimmers for the past 15 years. I've been a big fan of their brand for a long time, guys.
We have a CO2 scrubber to boost the pH.
Okay, why you having pH problems?
Yeah, because of the closed system, GFO, and then we have a bubble magus doser.
Okay, and for return pump?
That's a Vectra L2.
So that will be everything basically.
That will be everything.
So before we call it the day, guys, I'm gonna give you guys a little eye candy of this tank that he's got next door. Let's look at it real quick. It's not a lot to talk about because it's fish only. So this is the second tank the customer owns?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about it.
So they wanted pretty much an identical tank to the Reef tank, but they wanted fish only. They wanted triggerfish. He loves
when you mean identical, this is a
almost
little
identical size.
Okay, gotcha. This is a little bigger, correct? It's a little taller?
It's a little bit taller, yep. And it's just not as wide.
Looks more slick too, it's just a better design. All right, so it's a 300-gallon tank roughly?
Give or take 300 gallons. He wanted fish only because he wants triggerfish. He loves, his favorite fish is a clown trigger, so.
Man, talking about clown trigger, wow, that must be one of the nicest clown trigger I've ever seen. If you guys can see this, and obviously you guys will, you have to film that thing. This looks incredible, guys. It looks fantastic. I've never been a big fish guy. I'm not afraid to say it in camera. I'm a big coral geek. I love the entire hobby, but my passion has never been fish. If anything, I'm a big fan of tangs. A couple anti, as you know, but I don't know all the names pretty good. I'm sure Matt can here correct me. Actually walked in here and I said, oh man, I need a Moorish idol. He goes, no, that's a Heniocus, which I know once he pointed out. It's not that I don't know, but it's like, to me, it's not my first thing. So anyhow, break down some of these fish, Matt.
Yeah, we got a powder blue tang. We have a yellow tang.
So funny, you have a powder blue and a yellow tang.
Yeah, the powder blue we added at the end. That was almost the last fish we added in here. Only because he came out of another customer's tank actually. Yeah. And I knew he was eating, I knew he was super solid, so we actually added him in here. We had a little bit of a problem with the triggerfish chasing him around. Yeah. So we actually turned the lights off for 3 days, and that kind of solved the issue. Once we put the lights back on, no problem at all.
And he's holding his own.
No problem at all. He's kind of at the end of the pecking order when it comes to food and seaweed and everything like that. But he's super healthy and he's super happy in here.
So yellow tang, you say, powder blue.
Powder blue. queen angelfish.
Okay.
That one, when we put him in here, he was like this big.
Teeny,
it's
teeny
super
little
tiny.
thing.
We got a blonde naso.
Okay.
And we have a flamingi. The flamingi actually came from the reef tank.
Okay.
He was getting too big, knocking into corals and stuff, so he had to go.
He's got to go, and he's happy here.
He's
got
super
he's
happy.
got room, and it's, no one messes with him because he's so big.
He's
like
in with
the school
fish his
bus.
own size, so. We got a big Formosa wrasse.
Okay.
He's super, super cool.
I love that fish. It's so pretty, man. The colors on the thing, and it keeps changing from juvenile to when he grow bigger, right?
Correct. That's the adult coloration. We have
the trigger here. What kind?
That's an Indian trigger.
Okay.
From Indian Ocean.
All right.
We have a pair of maroon clownfish, one lightning maroon, which is the big one here, and then a regular maroon. Those are the most recent added. We have, what else we have? We have a dragon wrasse over here.
All right.
I believe that's a Cuban hogfish.
Yeah, it's a Cuban hogfish. Cleaner wrasse right there.
Cleaner wrasse.
Man, there's a lot of fish in here.
He always mentioned having cleaner wrasse, and I was like, hey, he was in there with the powder blue at the time, so I was like, okay, let's try it.
It's good,
and
nothing wrong with it.
Doing good. I was actually surprised that the triggerfish didn't eat it when we added it, because
they know, intuition.
He got chased around for a little bit, yeah.
And now he knows it's not food.
Now he knows, and
he wants to clean him.
Yeah,
he wants to use his services. Look at him right there.
Exactly.
That's what happened. He's like, buddy, if I'm not gonna eat you, you gotta get to work around here. Exactly. You can't have free rent.
And then we have an Australian Harlequin Tusk.
Oh, one of my favorite fish.
Which is an awesome fish. And he'll eat the whole, there you go.
Can't go wrong with this one, guys. You guys know that.
He'll eat whole clams, everything. He'll literally take a whole shell of clams and just carry it around the tank.
What does it take to maintain a fish only with live rock, Alan?
Fish only, in the beginning, we ran into some problems with velvet actually.
It's tough to get them going, I noticed, on the very beginning.
Yeah, because I think of the aggression was the biggest thing. So we did dose copper to kind of suffice all the disease. Okay. We dosed copper for, I don't know, I would say like about 6 months, consistently keeping it at 0.2, I think it was.
All right.
And it knocked back all the disease. And then now we're keeping it at like 0.1 just as preventative.
Okay. Because
if we do have to go up to the 0.2, it's not so much of a drastic change.
Not stressful for the fish.
So we're dosing it when we do water changes only. We were dosing it every single week when we were coming. Even the customer, we were having them test it once a week in between the service to make sure it wasn't dropping.
Okay.
But just water change about every 3 weeks. We're doing about 25%, so I don't know, 50, 60 gallons, something like that. I'm not running GFO, I'm not running carbon, none of that stuff. We have another big protein skimmer in here.
Okay. What are you using?
That's another 300 Reef octopus.
Okay.
We have a 57 watt UV on this.
Okay.
And just simple filter socks.
Who built the sump?
This is all done by Luna.
Okay.
And then ATO and everything like that there.
Okay. And for lights, what are you using on this one?
Those are 4 XR15s.
XR15 from Ecotech Marine?
Yep.
All right. That will cover it all, right?
Yep. And just normal stuff for fish only. A lot of food. We're feeding shrimp and clams and a bunch of frozen food, angel, butterfly varieties of San Francisco Bay and everything like that.
Excellent.
So, yep.
Well, Matt, thank you. You're doing a great job. Thank you for having us over, buddy. All right, guys. We just got back to our coral farm. We're done checking out these 2 300-gallon tanks. This customer is doing a great job. Matt, kudos to you for maintaining the tank. You're doing a fantastic job. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Give us a like. Put some comments below. We love the interaction. We'll see you guys in the next episode. See you guys soon.
Hey guys, this is Josh from Worldwide Corals. Don't forget to get your tickets. Reefapalooza in Texas is coming October 7th and 8th. Ryan from Bulk Reef Supply and myself will be speaking at 12:30 both Saturday and Sunday. Make sure you come check it out. It's my first time ever. I'm kind of nervous and kind of excited about it at the same time. So get your tickets, get your hotel rooms, and see you there.